Hi there, and thanks for taking the time to learn about submitting your academic alerts via Navigate360, Kean University Student Success Management System. This video tutorial will go step by step through the process of submitting your alert at weeks 5 and 10 of the spring semester. For additional questions, feel free to reach out to navigatesupport@kean.edu. On the Friday of the academic alert cycle, you will receive an email from navigatesupport@kean.edu containing instructions for submitting your academic alerts and an individualized link. To get started, you'll want to select on the individualized link accessible to you towards the bottom of the communication. Upon selecting your individualized link, a new page will appear. From this page, you will be able to review all of the courses that you're teaching during this term and the associated rosters. The page is broken down into 5 columns. The first column is student name. This is where you can review the name of students who are in your assigned courses. For each student, you'll indicate if you're concerned about the student successfully passing your course. If you are concerned about the student successfully passing your course, go ahead and select Yes. Upon doing so, it'll turn that field red. If you are not concerned about the student successfully passing your course, select No. That will turn that row green. It is important to note that if you are indicating that a student is at risk for passing your course, you will be required to submit an alert in the third column. From the third column, you are able to submit any alerts or referrals for your students. There are 5 options available to you for the academic alert cycle. The first is if the student is exceeding course expectations. This is for students who are doing exceptionally well in your course content and going above and beyond in their performance. Second, you can submit an alert for students who are meeting course expectations. This is for students who are satisfactorily progressing in your course. Third, you can submit an alert for students who are not meeting course expectations. If a student is not meeting course expectations, it is incredibly important to provide comments and insights into why. A little bit more on this in a few moments. The fourth option available to you is to indicate if a student needs assistance in accessing course materials or textbooks. This is more about the materials necessary to support the student in being successful in your course. For example, if a student does not have access to textbooks or they need access to a laptop or lab materials, go ahead and select this alert option. The fifth option available is to recommend a student for learning support services, including tutoring, writing, public speaking, or supplemental instruction. If you submit this alert, it'll connect the student with the learning support services available through the NTLC. The next column indicates how many absences a student has had. Please note this is not a required field, and you do not have to provide insights into how many absences every student has. However, this is a really helpful data point if you have a student who's not meeting course expectations and is often missing classes. The number of absences will help provide insight for their advisor when they're discussing how the student can get back on track in your particular course. The next column is what is the student's anticipated final grade. Now, at this point in the semester, it might seem a little bit too early to determine what that student's final grade is. However, if at that time that student has a D or is definitely failing, you'll want to indicate that here. This will, again, allow the advisor to have more insights into how we can support the student getting back on track. Finally, you'll want to include comments. Comments are going to be very important in this particular system. You do not have to submit a comment for every single student, just those who need help getting back on track. Be as descriptive as possible in your comment. For example, if you're indicating that a student is not meeting course expectations, let us know how we can help them get back on track. Do they need to submit remaining assignments? Are they not showing up to class regularly? Things like that. That will then inform the conversation that the student's CAPS, Bridge to Success, SUPETA, EOF, Veteran, or Retention and Educational Innovation Advisor will have with them. It is okay to be specific in these comments, and it is important to also note that these comments are not visible to students. In the event that a student should consider withdrawing from your course, it is important to indicate that in the comments section, as this will inform a very different conversation with the student. At the very bottom of your academic alerts screen, you will see two options available to you. The first is to submit only marked students, but you're not done. This allows you to submit marked students and go back to your screen to submit alerts at a later date for additional students. The second option is submit unmarked students as not at risk. I'm all done. In this case, you can actually submit an alert, say for 5 students in your section, and then select this option to indicate that the rest of the students are not at risk. This will successfully complete your alert submissions. Within Navigate360, accessible to you from the quick links, you will be able to access your professor home screen. From the bottom of your professor home screen, you'll be able to view and track progress of all submitted alerts. For example, if you recommend a student to Learning Support Services, you'll be able to select Manage Case from the bottom of your screen and see comments from the Learning Commons team. Did the student make it to tutoring? Are they going for regular appointments? Or were we not successfully able to connect with them? This is a really nice way to be in constant communication about the support that's being provided to students based on your feedback. If you're finding that there is an alert that's been opened for an extended period of time, you'll also have access to the alert owner or case owner in this case. Feel free to reach out to them just as a follow-up if it's necessary. That covers everything you need to know at this time related to submitting academic alerts through Navigate360. If you have any questions about this process, again, feel free to reach out to navigatesupport@kean.edu. While we're in our first term of using academic alerts in Navigate, we encourage you to provide us with your feedback, good and bad. As we continue to collaborate as a community, we'll be able to build out this system to support business processes and, most importantly, the success of our students. Thanks for watching.